Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Lots of stuff going on, obviously. WrestleMania weekend is now over and in the books. Talk about that in a little bit, but I think the elephant in the room is regarding the sale of WWE. I'd be remiss without talking about that first. WWE was sold to Endeavor. Let me see if I can find the exact name so I don't screw this up. Endeavor Group Holdings. They took about a 51% controlling interest. So the rest of the WWE shareholders will gain a 49% stake. This is highly interesting. Obviously wasn't a total buyout, so the stock, as how it's sold and bought, to the best of my knowledge, was not affected. This morning when I looked at it, it had actually gone down a little bit, which is interesting. The thing that interests me the most, though, is the fact that Vincent McMahon is no longer the majority shareholder. Because previous to this sale, he was holding 80% of the stock. So this, to me, is very interesting because this means that he is, even though he's the chairman of the board, I believe he can be voted out, if I'm not mistaken now, because he's no longer a majority shareholder and his votes don't count as much as they did. So I'm hoping that this eventually will lead to him being ousted from the company. I hope. I've noted that they have not chosen the board yet, so they will be choosing that in the future. Now, the interesting thing about Endeavor's Group Holding is the fact that they are also owners of the UFC. I'm not sure what else they own. Maybe that's the only thing they own. I don't know, but this highly interesting. I don't know how this is going to affect things in the future. As far as I know, Triple H is still the head of creative. Nick Khan is still the president, and Dana White's still the president of the UFC, so that didn't affect the UFC any way, shape, or form, to the best of my knowledge, but this forms a very large company at this point, because this increases the holdings value to, I forget what it was, but I think it was $49 billion or something insane like that. I could be wrong about that. But it's a big deal, big company. My hopes are that Triple H continues to be in creative. He's been doing an excellent job so far. He's been doing an incredible job, and I hope that this eventually leads to the downfall of Vince. So he needs to be out of the business. I'm really sorry. I have nothing personal against the guy. I don't know him, obviously, but he needs to retire. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the huge news right now in the wrestling world. Obviously, giant news. Aside from that, we had a little thing called WrestleMania going on, which was one of the better WrestleManias they put on in a number of years. I enjoyed it. The Hall of Fame, watched it Friday night, was excellent. Really good. Great Muta is one of my favorite wrestlers, so I really enjoyed seeing him get his due. It was unfortunate that I wanted to see Sting make an appearance or induct him, and I'm guessing that AEW probably prohibited that from happening, which is sad. I really would have liked to have seen Sting, make some kind of either appearance or even induct him. Even Ric Flair made a comment to that effect, that he was surprised that they asked Ric Flair to induct him. It would have been nice to see Sting. I really would have liked to have seen him. Since really, I think Sting was his greatest American opponent, really. And they have such a long history together. I really would have liked to have seen that, but I'm sure that there was something in the negotiations, that if there was any, I'm guessing that WWE contacted AEW, probably tried to make it happen, and Tony probably pulled rank and didn't allow it, which is sad. I'm really unhappy about that, but hopefully that's not the case. We also saw Stacy Keibler. Not so. That was kind of a wishy-washy entry, but I mean, she did pave some weight, and she did work hard and earn what she got. And she was a big part of the Attitude Era, so I'll take it. Obviously Ray, incredible speech by Conan. I had no idea how involved Conan was with the formation of Ray's career, and just an incredible, heartfelt speech that was great. Great way to end the night. Very passionate speech. Very you can tell there's a lot of love going on there, and I, like I said, I had no idea how much Conan had actually been influential in the formation of Ray's career. So incredible. Obviously, in addition to that, we had Tim White receive the Warrior Award. I'm not super familiar with his career, so I would be lying if I said otherwise, but obviously he deserved to be in there. I loved seeing Andy Kaufman again in there. He very much deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and it was about time that he got his deserved reward. Regardless of how you feel about Andy Kaufman, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And it was sad, though, that I couldn't see Jerry Lawler there in person. Obviously, he's recovering from a stroke, so I think that probably affected his ability to travel and whatnot. But he did make a little speech via I don't know if it was pre-recorded or satellite or whatnot, but he was able to say a few words, and I'm glad he at least could have been part of it. It would have been excellent to have him induct him. It would have been absolutely perfect, and be there. But at least his family, Kaufman's family, was there to accept the award and put a little touch on that, because like I say, regardless of what you think of Kaufman's comedy or himself, he was very deserving of that. He did help put wrestling on the map, and really was one of the first celebrities to do so, and he did it out of a love for wrestling, and that really, like I said, I really deserved the recognition, and he deserved to go in. I don't have any notes, so as far as WrestleMania recap, what I'll be able to do quickly in the allotted time is going to be kind of scattershot, but if you notice, I'm wearing a hat today. It's just because I was too lazy to shave, so I'm wearing a hat. But WrestleMania in Hollywood. Well, like I said, one of the better events. Night one, I thought, was far more entertaining. I'm not going to say night two was bad. It's just that I think that night one outshone it. There were more spots and whatnot that I really enjoyed, and I think the ending was much more satisfying for night one. But it was altogether was a very satisfying. Which brings me back to the press conference with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but very satisfying event, and very well done. Next year, we found out, it was announced that WrestleMania 40 is going to be in Philadelphia. Not sure how I feel about that, but it'll be interesting. I really wish they'd stick to some warmer spots and whatnot. I'd love to see it in Nashville. That would be awesome. I would love to go to that, but it's not to be. Night one, like I said, we had a couple of celebrity appearances. We had Kevin Hart do the cold intro. We had Fluffy show up in the pre-show, which was really funny. Had some good events. Good appearances, I should say, and especially with the Snoop Dogg doing the co-presentation of the show. And we started the night off with Austin Theory versus John Cena, with Austin Theory defeating John Cena by pinfall, which with a little heel work, a little chicanery. Is that the word I'm looking for? With Austin Theory involving a ref bump, and but the important thing is Austin Theory won the match in 11 minutes of 20 seconds. The next match we had was I kind of tuned out to this. I hate to say, I mean, I wish the Austin Theory John Cena match could have been a little bit longer, a little bit better. I love the fact that Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids. That was great, but I'm guessing that Cena had a little bit of ring rust and they didn't want to show that. So he told a story, and Austin Theory won, which he should have, and I'm glad he won. Because, Cena wasn't going to be there every week with the United States title. We had the Street Profits versus Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders, with the Street Profits winning. I kind of tuned out for this match. It kind of looked like a cluster, to tell you the truth. I wasn't a real big fan of this match. That was kind of a low light for the night for me. But Street Profits won. I still think they should have had a title shot at stake. That was a kind of a waste of time in some ways. But next we had Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul, with Seth winning by pinfall. A pretty good match. We had interference by KSI, which I didn't even know who the hell this guy was. I don't follow YouTube a lot, but Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch after that, defeating Damage Control. It was a feel-good moment, that's all it is. And Bayley tweeted something out afterwards. I have a feeling they're going to break up Damage Control after this. Rey Mysterio defeated Dominic. Once again, another feel-good moment. I really wish they had put Dominic over on Rey Mysterio, even if he had to cheat to win. I think that's the way he should have gone out. But that great entrance by both Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Great entrances. Wow, with Dominic coming out in the paddy wagon and whatnot, and Rey coming out in the with Snoop Dogg and the lowrider, just with a kind of a tribute to Eddie. It was awesome. Great entrance to that. And next we had my favorite match of the night: Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte losing the title to Rhea via pinfall. That match I thought was excellent. Very good. Man, those two put on a show. Great show. We had McAfee surprising the crowd, coming out and defeating The Miz in an impromptu match. Fun match. Nothing really spectacular. Next, we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the Usos. Great culmination of the night. Really dramatic. Not a great technical match, which was, I expect a little bit more on that end, but as far as telling a story and getting emotion across, incredible. A little bit too many super kicks to the face, made it a little unbelievable, but all in all, very satisfying. Once again, Snicker reference. Very satisfying end to the night, really emotional, and they had a great kind of scrum afterwards with the press, which was kind of cool. And after the next night, we had Lesnar defeating Omos. I predicted it would be about 5 minutes, and it was 4 minutes and 55 seconds. I don't understand this one, because I really think Lesnar should have put Omos over. It was fun. It was kind of entertaining. Lesnar couldn't quite finish the F5, but it was what it was. It was an exhibition. It was a fun, short match, and it made Omos look good, and except for the loss, I really I really think Lesnar should have put him over. I don't know what Lesnar's doing. He just kind of shows up whenever he wants and puts in whatever kind of time he wants. So it's kind of his thing. Next match I tuned out for. I apologize. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler defeated Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville via submission. So what kind of thing? It was that match was kind of a mess. Not real fun for me. But then we had Gunther. Defeating Sheamus and Drew McIntyre by pinfall. I was kind of hoping that Sheamus would win this because he's never won the Intercontinental Championship before, and I think that would have been fun to do. Great match. 60 minutes long, 60 minutes, 40 seconds. Great match. Incredible. Really good match, like I said. What more can I say? Just three guys beating the heck out of each other, and a really fun match. We had Bianca Belair defeated Asuka by pinfall. It was a good match, but there were some rough spots in it. I expected a little bit more. I think I had high expectations for this match. I'm not going to say it was a bad match, but I think I expected a little bit more. There were a couple. It was an emotional night. There were a couple of kind of near botches. Loved Bianca Belair's entrance with the kids coming out and that dance troupe from LA. And apparently, from what I understand, the young girl that was featured in that, her mother had died earlier that day, which is amazing. Put on an incredible performance. What a brave little girl, if that is true. Absolutely incredible. Just she deserves to be the MVP of the show right there. Just amazing. Just knocked it out of the park. And Bianca, I'm sure, made her day too and helped her get through. But that's what a strong person right there. Props out to her. We had Snoop Dogg defeating The Miz via pinfall in an impromptu match where they brought out Shane McMahon. Unplanned match, obviously. Shane McMahon appeared to get a serious injury. A fluke thing. I don't know how the heck that happened. Some people are saying it was his knee. Some people are saying it was a quad injury. It looked like a quad injury. He just fell right down awkwardly. Really weird. How do you do that? I know it's just... that tells me right there that he at one point was using steroids because it weakens your tendons and they can't support the size of the muscle. To get a quad injury in a very kind of simple move, he was just moving, trying to get out of the way of the Miz, and boom, he tore it. That's incredible. Unless he had a pre-existing injury that he didn't know of, kind of like when I almost want to say Cody going into the Seth match, but he knew about that, obviously. Just weird to see Shane fall like that. Great reception from the crowd, but man, that was weird. Obviously, they called an audible at the last second there. We had Edge defeating the Demon Finn Balor by pinfall. Hell in a Cell match. This match was a lot better than I thought it would be. And Edge's entrance was the entrance of the night, with him coming out to Slayer and coming up with the Ring of Fire like he did with the Brood. Even the Brood reference in the intro. Incredible entrance. And like I said, coming out to Slayer. I never thought I'd hear Slayer at WrestleMania or any WWE event. Incredible entrance. The wings and everything. I was hoping Gangrel would be there, but obviously not. Match was 18 minutes long. A lot better than I thought it would be. At one point, Edge threw a ladder at Finn, and he caught it in the head, and it ripped his head open, and he was bleeding badly. They continued the match. I don't know how, but they picked up from there, and I don't know how Finn didn't get a concussion from that, because his head jerked right back when the ladder hit him. Just brutal match with kendo sticks, tables, everything. I mean, Edge took a table running perpendicular with his body perpendicular to the table. I thought he was going to break his neck, and that was brutal too. And I didn't like that spot at all. I didn't think Edge should have been taking that spot with his previous past history of injuries to the neck. That was dangerous, man. I don't think he should have taken that spot. And obviously, even though Finn got his hands up for the ladder spot, something went wrong. He must have had his head too forward and hit his head, and it just jerked right back. Like I said, I'm surprised he didn't get a concussion from it. I'm really surprised, but he wanted to continue, and the match was the surprisingly good match of the night for me. I thought it was going to be boring, and they did a good job with it. I was surprised. I liked how Finn played up the demon aspect, where he actually changed his in-ring persona, which is different for him. He usually doesn't with the demon character. He actually changed it to more of like a fiend type persona, where he was getting hit and no selling it, which was what he should have been done all along with the fiend character. I should say a demon character. But it's about time he did that. About time. Then we had the most controversial match of the night. Roman Reigns defeating Cody Rhodes by pinfall with interference from Solo. Not gonna lie, I was disappointed. I wanted to see Cody get the belt. But I'm hoping they use this to build a storyline down the road, and Cody, I think, is going to eventually get the belt. Was it disappointing? Absolutely. And you could feel the air just come out of the crowd instantly. I mean, that would have been a great WrestleMania feel-good moment. I think they want to have Roman go past 1,000 days, but Backlash is coming up, and SummerSlam's coming up, so there's some bigger pay-per-views coming up that hopefully Cody can get his rematch and get that title. And one of the things that was really disappointing to me, though, about this match was I was really hoping for a Rock appearance to kind of continue the storyline. I mean, I just seen the episode of Young Rock where it had Roman Reigns as a little kid in it, and I was kind of hoping that was going to be a prelude to him showing up at WrestleMania, and something in my heart kind of wanted that. And it would have been nice if he had prevented the interference from Solo. That would have been just an epic ending to the whole night, and then I would set up a match between Rock and Roman down the road, and there wouldn't have to be a title at stake. So if The Rock did beat Roman, he wouldn't get a title, and he wouldn't be obligated to show up on a weekly basis. But yeah, those are my thoughts. It was still a very, very good WrestleMania, even though, despite that, I should say. Excellent night. And unfortunately, I'm running out of time here. I've got about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to have to do my shout-outs and end the show. But check us out on CrushingKayfabe.com. Crushing Kayfabe, crushing with a K. Check us out there, and check us out on Patreon. Wow, my mind went blank. I'm sorry. Crushing Kayfabe with a K. Do a search for us, and for just $1 a month, you can actually subscribe to us and help keep the lights on and help the show out. And help me keep doing the show on a weekly basis. That would be awesome. And you get ad-free for the $1, which is awesome. Also, check us out on at Then and Now Flea Market. Check us out there, and you can buy some of my CDs and get some handcrafted goods from my wife. And check us out at on YouTube too, and on Twitter and all social platforms. Check us out, give us a shout out, and give us some love. Check out Then Now Downtown Trenton, Tennessee. I just said that. Wow. But what I meant to say is check out Trenton Tabletop and Arcade. Right down the street from Then Now. They are in the square there, Trenton, Tennessee, and check them out and tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. So that's all. Continue to send out prayers for the Ukraine and continue to donate to worthy causes, legitimate ones that are helping them out because people need it. And once again, great WrestleMania weekend. I would have liked the better ending for night 2, but my wife was livid when that happened, when Solo interfered and they cheated to retain the title. She was absolutely livid, but we'll see where the story takes us. I tried to tell her, like I said, we'll see where the story takes us. And thank you everybody for tuning in, making this show possible, and God bless everyone. Thank you.